Hi, my name is Mark Anthony Dubose Jr. I was born July 4th, 1986. I want to say thank you for tuning in. I want to say thank you for all those that go way out of your way to send me a message or send me an email and say something to me to just, in a way of trying to keep my spirits high. I get it. And at the same time, of just saying thank you. And I get it. And I want to say thank you. And I want you to know that my spirits are high and they're strong, and they're only getting stronger and stronger in reality with each day. Because it's something that I went through yesterday. And it's the concept of this half marathon that I ran. They starting to get more and more interesting. And the concept of, say, why I'm even doing that. Because we all had to pay some sort of fee to be out there. We all had to take some time out of our day to be out there. But the why each of us were out there was something that I was really starting to question in a very strange way. In a strange way of, some of us are out there to, but I want to state the system of how I'm looking at it for my own self, for personal growth, to learn something, to be able to be in something, to experience something that is very challenging, and figuring out what I'm going to do in that challenge. Am I going to quit? Am I going to give up? Am I going to cheat? Am I going to steal? Am I going to start to lie and manipulate and do all these weird things? Or am I just going to push forward and push through it? That's why personally I really like running, because it's only you. You can't blame this and blame that and blame. It's only one person to blame, because you are the one with the two legs going. And we got wheelchair guys out there running the same, or strolling. I don't know what you call it. But I call it pushing along the same way. So it's not a matter of being able to actually be able to run. There is a side part of that, but it's you. It's you. That's why I like it. And I'm out there on a mission of, I want to get better. Not even caring about the time wise, but get better in the sense of, when that adversity kicks in, that challenge starts, when that time hits, when you're just like, I'm done. I can't do it. There's no way I can make it. There's no way I'm going to get through this. And you push through that. That's experiences that I'm personally looking for. But then I'm on this course because it was a very unique run. I've never done one like this. It's a out and back, but for the half marathon, it was a double out and back. So we had to go out and back twice. So along this double out and back, I get to see every single person. And every single person along the course, you start to see and you start to figure out where they are. And me, I'm just trying to get out of my thoughts of like, man, I'm hurting right now, to just let me look around a little bit more. And I start to just see people and just wave and give a thumbs up and just do what I'm doing. Where I'm out here doing what I can. But then I notice there's other people out there of asking the question of why. Why are you out there when you just want to cheat and just finish, just to get the medal? What is your goal that you're looking for when you just said, you know what, I'm not going back out? I saw one guy, he just straight up, because we're passing right at the same spot. And he just looked at that back stretch and said, nobody. And he turned around and just followed right behind me and said, I'm just going to finish this race behind this guy. He's like 3 miles off at that moment, even more than that in reality. I think it's almost 4 miles at that moment. So he did 4 miles short of the 13 miles just to finish. Then I get to thinking, why? Why would someone do that? Why does someone care to make that happen that way? Why wouldn't they like push through and fight through the struggle? But then that's what really I get thinking about when it comes down to these dogs. Why do you have these dogs? Why are they in your life? You know, having a child, I'll say, I don't want to say mistakes happen, but stuff happens that the child is here. You was doing some things and it just appeared. All of a sudden, 9 months later, it just bam, popped out. It's like, oh, there it is. But the dog, you had to purposely go out of your way to say, I want to bring this into my life. And then if one just randomly showed up at your front door, you still had to purposely make the decision, I'm going to keep this dog as opposed to taking it to the shelter. Why? Why are we here? Because some of us are here for personal growth with the dogs. And others of us are here just for the image. They want the picture. They want the Photoshop. They want to be able to just be at the finish line and just have the medal and be like, yeah, look what I just did. I just did 13.1 miles, but you didn't. You only did 9. And some people only did half of that almost. It was supposed to be a double out and back. Some people just went out and back and claimed that they did the whole race. They just walked it at just a good enough pace and didn't finish it. But they finished it because they got the medal and they got the picture. That's all that they were looking for. But for me, I'm finishing the race. I don't care for even the medal, and I don't care for even the picture. I just care for what it is, the growth that I learned along the way. This is the biggest thing that I want to talk about with what I see is a division that goes on in this world. That me and how I talk, I'm for the people that we want to finish. We're going to finish the race, but we don't care to show off that medal. We don't care for the pictures. We care for what we learned along the way. This is what I want to say is I'm going to almost guarantee most of my audience is. You're struggling with something right now and you're trying to figure out how to be able to get through it in a way that it's going to not only just benefit you, but benefit everything else around you. That you're going to be able to see the best in everything because that's the growth that you're looking for on this planet. That's the growth that I'm looking for. I don't want to grow in and be in a sense that everything around me is, may not be the right word to use, but beneath me. But I want to make sure that I'm growing, that everything is growing with me. That I'm not just leaving everything behind, that I'm bringing everything else around me to be with me. Not to just use it in a way to try to make me look away, but use it in a way to allow me to be away, to actually be it. The times that I run on these races, it's pointless. It's meaningless compared to looking at it in the sense of what a professional is doing. And that's what I can say in the same sense with, especially like say the performance level and look of our dogs. I'm not here to worry about being at that elite level. I'm here to worry about that self-growth journey with doing what it is that I'm doing. So why do I have my dogs? To be able to experience something, in my mind, very profound, that is going to be able to teach you something in the moment type situation that you're going to have to start to adapt and learn and be able to just move forward. Dog is going to do something that is just very interesting, that it's going to irritate you. And it's going to let you realize you need to work on something if the dog is irritating you. It's going to do something in the moment that's going to make you scared. And you got to realize you got to do something in that moment to figure out why are we scared? What's going on here? Let's figure something new out so that we can move through this. Personal growth to be able to get into a better place. That's what my mission is. And I know most people that listen to me's mission is. But as far as me being able to talk to that guy, specific guy, I just never forget his face. He looked so, the word I want to use is so kind. He looked so honest. He looked so real. But he turned around and just quit that race and still finished that race as if he did it. And you know what's even crazier? He ran a time he was an older gentleman that's like, I would say extremely impressive, but it wasn't real. It was fake. And it's weird how he looked so kind. He looked so honest. But he just turned around and just didn't want to finish the race. For that person to hear what I have to talk about, it's not gonna resonate. It's not gonna work. He doesn't care. He wants the dog, in the sense of, say, the dog sense, he wants it to look good. He wants it to perform good. And he doesn't care how he gets it and how it's done. He just wants it done. He doesn't care how the other being is. He just wants it done so he can have the image, so he can have the look, so he can have a picture, so he can have a video. Not caring about anything else but just that. That's a big thing that I realized with this talking to just more and more people about these dogs has really gotten me to start to think about it. And then it's just every time I get to this like concept in my brain, I see it in real life. Something happens in my day. I'm like, wow, like in reality, me being a runner and being out there, in my mind, I'm like, everybody wants to just be legit and run and finish this race, regardless of what your time is, regardless of how tired you are. And if you get to the point that you just can't make it, you just break down, that happens sometimes, that the legs just say, I'm not going, you know, I hear you. You didn't make it, but you made it to that point that you realized where you were, but you didn't cheat to finish it. You did what you did. And if you didn't finish it, you said, man, you know what? I'm going to work a little bit harder. I'm going to eat a little bit differently next time so that I will be able to actually finish it. I realize like how differences of a people we are and how we are out here. That some people, I thought everyone would just be legit. We're literally paying money to get out here. And people are just paying money in reality to get the picture, get the medal. Not for the experience, not to better themselves, not to get into a situation that they are able to, say, even overcome something that they were challenging with. They said, I just want the short route. I want the shortcut. I want to cheat. I want to do what I want to be able to just make it happen so that I can look away and someone can say something about me because I said that I did this. And it really gets me thinking about these stickers that people put on their cars. Some people put the little 13.1s and the 26.2s and stuff on their cars. And I'm like, did you actually do it? Or did you cheat? Because do you just want that sticker just for someone to say that you did it? Or did you do it? I never thought in reality that there would be someone out there that would do that. In the sense of working with a dog, you know, I kind of get it. But I realize it's not just in one area. It's in most cases all the areas of people's lives. And that's me. All areas of my lives. I don't want to take a shortcut. I don't want to cheat. I don't want to fast track it. I want to do what I need to do to be able to get done what I need to get done. Hey, come here, guys. Leave her alone. I want to do what I need to do regardless. And if that means that I'm pushing myself to the point that I didn't quite get there yet, I'm gonna push myself to that point and not try to shortcut it somewhere else to try to make sure that I just finish it. I'm gonna say, you know what, I just didn't finish it, but I gotta work a little bit harder. I gotta learn something new. I gotta study something. I gotta get experience in something so that I could be able to finish it and get it done. That's the way I'm looking at this world, and this is what I want people to really understand about personal growth, as opposed to just wanting things to just look away. If you want it to look away, that's the thing of why we have what I would say is dog trainers out here that just don't care about the dog, because they only care about how the dog looks to make how the dog is looking to make them look away. And I've never really cared. I did for a while when I was, say, a balanced dog trainer. I cared. You better look good, because I basically needed that for work, essentially. Because people are like looking at, seeing it looks good, so he must be good. It looks good. He finished the race, so he must be good. He ran this time and he finished the race. He must be good. But do it again. That's where things get weird for most people. They can't quite do it again. And especially if you've cheated to the point so much that you shaved 4 miles off the race. Good luck on being on an official course and being able to replicate what you did. That's where things start to get weird. It gets really weird. And in my mind, I'm trying to, like, I'm not going to be mad at him, but at the same time, I'm not going to care about him. I'm not going to put my time, I'm not going to put my effort into it. I'm going to say, dude, you do what you do. But my personal growth is I want to be able to get better. I don't want to just cheat and take a shortcut. Something that I want a lot of people to really think about. Why do you have the dog? Do you have the dog for a way to try to make you look good because it was like something you needed that everyone else had, so you can have a picture so that you can be able to just post that and say, look, I got a dog too. Or I had a picture, or try to do the obedience routine with the dog to have someone look at you and say, oh, that person's got it together. Have your dog walking so perfect next to your side everywhere you go so that someone could just say to you, you got it together, man. Look at you, girl. You good, man. Look at your dog. It's right with you. And then not really caring about it any other time than that, but just making it look away so it makes you look away. Is that why you have the dog? Or do you have the dog to figure out something more in this life? Figure out more about how to be able to get through problems in your life. Figure out more about how to be able to experience a different level of life, that you're caring for something, to figure more about something that is, weirdly, it's not a human, and it's weird that how these dogs are, but caring about what that dog is to be able to get that dog into a better place. Is that what you're more caring about? Because that's how I look at this world. That's why my lens of when I have my, say, working aspect of the stuff that I have with my dogs. This is why I see a lot of dogs are struggling, because they don't have that. And we think that we don't need to give that to them. And that's a part of just the growth. Having to do something that is maybe uncomfortable for you because it has to make you go out of your way. It forces you to have to do a little more work. But it's something that, in my mind, just has to be done for that growth to actually happen, to actually care about the other things around you and what they need, what they absolutely need, and not just caring about what you need, the picture. You got to care about both. That's personal growth. That's growth that I want to always continue to keep on promoting, that we're going to finish this race. We're not going to cheat. We're not going to take no shortcuts. We're going to do what we got to. We're going to fail sometimes. And that failure is going to let us know that, okay, we got somewhere else to keep on going. But we're not going to just sit here and quit and give up and say, no, it's good enough for one. We're not going to quit and give up and say, you know what, I just want to figure out how to fast track this so that I could just get this dang dog to just shut up and just it better listen to me just because. That's the part of me that is just, it's confusing, but I get it. I get it. The confusion is the way I guess that I could put that. I get why someone's confused in that mindset. And it's something that I just really want everyone to just ask. Why? Why the heck do you have this dog? Why do you care? What is it that you're looking for out of that care? And stop worrying about what someone else is thinking and saying, but ask your own self, why? Why do I have this dog? Thank you. I could make life easy and just wrap a collar, wrap a leash around the dog and just say, you stay with me and I don't care about you. I get the dog to just, I don't want to use a word, but it's the easiest words to use. Shut down and just submit. Or I could look at the dog and say, what do you want to do? And get myself to be able to understand an entirely different language in a way that I can say it. An entirely different way to be able to communicate. And it does something to you to be able to, there's something that's neat about dogs. You can communicate effectively to them it's very easy to start to communicate to everything else around you as well. It's very easy to communicate to another human being, your child, because you're like expanding your expertise. You're not just not trying to open a dialogue up with the dog. This is the thing that I believe that most people are struggling with these dogs. You don't have a dialogue. You speak and you expect the dog to move. When the dog is speaking, you look at it like, I don't know what's going on with the dog. How many times I would hear that from most everyone? What do you know? How do you know what your dog is saying to you? Do you even know that your dog is even saying anything to you? And most people don't even believe that the dog is even trying to communicate. They're like, oh, it's just a dog. And in that sense, I hope to like bring some awareness of the dog is trying to communicate to us. It's not just this one way I'm telling the dog what to do and where to go. It's trying to bring its language to me as well. And being able to open up that dialogue is a powerful thing. It's a very powerful thing. And that's where, in reality, life really starts to get easy. Because that's where you can say, hey, I'm not looking for that. Oh, hey, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Oh, you don't want this? Okay, let's not do that. Oh, you do want to do this? Let's go ahead and do this. And that brings that expertise, that brings knowledge, that brings much more for you to be able to, what I want to say is grow into a better person on this planet. And seeing that there's other stuff around you that needs your help. Because right now your dog needs your help. And most of y'all, your dog really, really, really needs your help. Because it's not getting what it needs. Because we're not really listening to what it is it's saying to us. We're just pushing it off to the side and saying, I'll get to you later. We can't get to it later. We got to do something about it. We can't just skimp up on it. We can't just put it in the back corner. We gotta do something about it. We gotta push forward into what it is that we're actually looking for. And that's gonna take, what I want to say is sacrifice on our end. It's gonna take us, it's gonna take work. It's gonna take us to have to put in that work and consistently put in that work and stay on top of that work so that it no longer turns into work. And then it just turns into normal everyday living. That's a cool thing that I've realized about dogs compared to a child. You're kind of like always working on the child to get them to go off into the world and do what they need to do. But with the dog, it's staying with me forever. So I'm going to put a lot of work into the dog to get it to understand me, for me to understand it. And once I get that, then now I basically can stop that said work. And now we can start to work together, and it's no longer work. It's just stuff that we enjoy. So when I see my dog likes to run, it's like, cool, we do that, we do this, we bouncing back and forth off each other. And it's no longer like this unknown. I don't have to try to figure it out. No, we're now talking to each other. We're not talking to each other with verbal language. We're talking to each other with, in reality, the best way I look at it is actions. My actions and their actions. The actions that they are doing is saying something huge. It's huge. Most people, the actions that the dog is doing, you're just like pushing it off and pushing it away because you don't like the actions, for one. The actions are kind of just annoying to you, and it's frustrating you. But those actions is the communication that the dog is trying to give to you. Say, hey, I need something. I need this. I don't want it, but I need it. And if we don't give them that need, we're going to keep fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. And that's the part of personal growth there that I'm really starting to realize. How to be able to give the needs to others and my own self, but the needs that others need. Not giving you what you want to hear, but saying something that you need to hear. That's why for me, at the end of the day, it still is very, very simple for me to make these videos, because it's a need. It's not a want. If I'm trying to explain something to you that I know you want to hear, I'd quit, because my being would just, it would stumble on what to say. It would, because I don't know why. For me, I'm the opposite. I've noticed, and how I do stuff and view things since I can remember. And so if I'm trying to give this message of everything is good, everything, you don't need to change nothing, everything is great, don't worry about it, everything else is the problem, I could make 2 videos that way and I'd be done. I just couldn't do that. It wouldn't be able to work for me, because I'd start to feel guilty, start to have some bad feelings, I guess, come over me. It would destroy me, because I've tried it years ago when I started my YouTube videos. I tried it because I started saying some stuff, and I was like, man, that's kind of rough. And I was like, oh no, I'm gonna switch this message up to you're perfect and everything is good, and things in my life started to go to mass chaos. It went very strange. And then I had to get right back on track again. When I stayed back on track, everything in my life just keeps getting quieter and quieter, and calmer and easier and easier. It's a very interesting experience of just doing what you know you need to do. If you didn't finish, you didn't finish. It's cool. It's fine. But don't try to cheat to finish. Just get it done. Do what you got to do.